often do you think about what goes into your body? Do you ever think about the process your food went through before ending up on your dinner plate? Do you care about animals or the environment? Do you want to become healthier? If yes, then there is a simple solution. Eat less meat. I know a meatless diet may be unappealing to some people in the audience, but there are so many meals that are completely vegetarian that are also very delicious. When most people think about a vegetarian diet, they think about only eating vegetables, which is a complete misconception of vegetarianism. Vegetarianism has been around for thousands of years, and it's a completely sufficient way to get all essential nutrients, despite many myths. Some myths are not being able to get enough protein, not being able to build strong muscles, or not being an appropriate diet for pregnant women, children, or athletes. I've been a vegetarian for about 6 years now, and it was a great decision for my health and well-being. Although I support and participate in vegetarianism, I'm not here to convince you to become a vegetarian or completely change your diet. I know everyone is different in terms of needs, and I know that one thing that might work for somebody could completely not work for another person. So, today I will try and persuade you to participate in Meatless Mondays. I hope to impress upon each of you how easily removing meat from your diet one day a week is, and the beneficial impacts it could have on your body, the environment, and to animals as well. One of the many reasons people decide to stop consuming meat is because of the proven health benefits. According to a study at Medical University, overconsumption of meat has proven adverse health effects. The study found that although red meat is an important dietary source of protein and other essential nutrients, its high intake has been associated with increased risk of cardiovascular morbidity, mortality, and including hypertension and hyperlipidemia, and that means blood pressure and high concentrations of fats in the blood. Another study from the Department of Physiology showed that vegetarianism diet lowered the possibility of getting high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, stroke, and lower rates of diabetes and cancer. A quote from a researcher from the Christian Medical University said that it has shown that properly applied vegetarian diet is the most effective way of reducing body mass, improving the plasma lipid profile, and in decreasing the incidence of high arterial blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, stroke, metabolic syndrome, and osteoporosis. In addition, improved insulin sensitivity together with lower rates of diabetes and cancer has been observed. But even if you are in immaculate shape, the environment unfortunately is not. Another reason that people remove meat from their diet is because of the environmental impact. Factory farming is causing extreme damage to the environment. Factory farming and raising livestock such as cows, chicken, pigs, and other animals generate a substantial amount of greenhouse gases and waste. Greenhouse gases are responsible for the greenhouse effect and ultimately contribute to climate change. According to PETA, a typical pig factory generates the same amount of raw waste as a city containing 12,000 people. Another statistic from PETA is cows must consume 60 pounds of vegetation in order to convert them into 1 pound of flesh. Raising animals for food consumes more than half of all water used in the U.S. It takes about 2,500 gallons of water to produce a pound of meat, but only 25 gallons to produce a pound of wheat. Overall, the amount of materials needed to produce meat is a substantial amount compared to the products in a meatless diet. If this was a shock to you, then I'm sure facts about animal farming will also disturb you. Lastly, and the most known and obvious reason people convert to vegetarian diets is because of the animal abuse in factory farming. Factory farming is the leading cause of animal abuse around the world. Animals born into factory farming are subject to inhumane housing where most animals don't even have enough room to walk around or even get to be outside. Most animals are also injected with hormones to grow bigger and faster. That way they can be slaughtered easily. After a private investigation from CSU Fullerton was done on factory farms, the investigator wrote that to achieve hyperproduction at a cost-effective price, farm animals were maimed, confined in cramped spaces, raised in artificial settings, fed on natural diets, and fattened with growth hormones. One common farming practice is the amputation or docking of animal tails. Dairy cows have up to 2/3 of their tails removed, and a procedure intended to keep the udders clean for milk production. Cattle raised for beef typically have their horns amputated to reduce the chance of injury. Male pigs and beef cattle were also castrated. Egg-laying hens have their beaks seared with a hot metal blade to prevent hen pecking, which results when the animals are confined in cramped living conditions. Both horns and beaks contain sensitive nerve endings, so these procedures thus cause great pain and suffering to the animals even weeks after the procedure has been performed. I think we can all agree that this mistreatment is malicious. So why love one animal but slaughter the other? In conclusion, removing meat from your diet may not be for everybody, but there are so many proven benefits that it's difficult to find a reason not to try. Over time, your health, the environment, and animals will benefit tremendously. If you're wondering about how to get started on your first Meatless Monday, I have some tips for you. If you're worried about not knowing what to eat or how to get your proper nutrients in, you don't need to worry. According to Cedar Sinai, certain plants are excellent sources of protein while often having fewer calories than animal protein. Some reliable veggie protein that I like to use in my diet are Beyond Sausage, Impossible Meat, veggie burgers, beans, and quinoa. Committing to one day out of the week to eat meatless is a lot easier than you think. You can simply pick one of your favorite meals, use the same recipe, and just replace the meat with a vegetarian protein. It is very easy and rewarding to take on Meatless Mondays. The sooner you can remove meat from your diet, the sooner you'll become healthier, contribute less to environmental damage, and less to animal cruelty from factory farming. So what are you waiting for?